God would not receive their worship because of the way they perverted his holy institution of marriage. Take another look at verse 14 for our next point. You cry out, why doesn't the Lord accept my worship? I'll tell you why. Because the Lord witnessed the vows you and your wife made when you were young. But you have been unfaithful to her, though she remained your faithful partner, the wife of your marriage vows. Let me read it to you again, but this time in the New King James Version. He says, yet you say, for what reason? Because the Lord has been witness between you and the wife of your youth, with whom you have dealt treacherously, yet is she is your companion and your wife by covenant. That word treacherously means to pillage, to deal deceitfully, to offend, and to transgress. And it speaks about acting without faith. It's a faithlessness that they were acting with. It's an important word to the context of our study this morning because it's used 5 times in this short section. And so what was Israel's biggest problem? They were without faith. Their deceitful and destructive behavior was the result of not believing in, not trusting in, not submitting to God. You know, we have a lot of fancy terms to justify divorce today. We have irreconcilable differences. We were married too long, or too young. Too long, obviously. We were married too young. We're just unable to communicate. Our communication skills have failed, and so we have to get a divorce. There's a lack of commitment on his part. There's a lack of commitment on her part. God says it's because you don't have faith. Your deceitful, hurtful, and offensive treatment of your spouse comes out of your inability to trust God. And can I say, the victim in those kinds of relationships must really learn to depend on God in faith as well. Faith that even though the situation may appear to be hopeless and void of anything worth trying to save, that God is still able to do exceedingly and abundantly above and beyond anything that we can ask or even imagine. Now I'll go back to one of my original statements to say, I realize that some marriages may have to die. In situations where infidelity, sexual infidelity, or abandonment have occurred. Those are the 2 biblical grounds that we have for divorce.